Hey guys, so it's that time again. About due for another update, so here we go. As you can see, things here have warmed up considerably since last time. Last time I think I was standing in snow. Today I'm wearing a t-shirt. The stream here behind me has thawed out. It was completely frozen over. Spring is sort of just around the corner. A lot of the trees have buds on them, so yeah, it's a lot better than it was. Thinking about sort of where I'm at this point in time, there's been a number of big milestones that have sort of come up. So I'm currently on spring break. That means that I have only 1 quarter left until I finish my diploma here at IHOP. So 1 quarter, 2 months. By mid-May I'll be graduating, so that's coming up really quickly, and I feel like I'm ready to graduate. I feel like I've learnt a lot from the course, a lot from the program, but I also feel like it's time to get back to that real world. I feel like I'm sort of living in a bit of a bubble at the moment, and I do miss the real world, and just, I suppose, getting my hands dirty. I want to sort of get stuck into building stuff again, into doing real life. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about 2 months left. I'm believing it's going to be a good 2 months. In the middle of next quarter, we've got another ministry trip for school. Last year I spent a month in Chicago, so this year a week in Chicago, not a month. This year I'm spending a week in Austin. So that's only 3 weeks away, so that's going to be really good. It's going to be different. I'm going to be a lot more heavily involved this time, but that's good. The other big milestone that sort of happened is just yesterday I finished my period of leave with pay from work, and I'm now transferring over to leave without pay. I feel incredibly grateful and incredibly blessed to consider that I've had 15 months where my workplace has paid for me and funded me to move to the other side of the world, and to pursue this educational opportunity, but also a chance to just spend time with God 24/7. There are not many workplaces I can think of that would support such a move, and sort of just looking back now on it, it's one of those things you don't appreciate fully while you're in it. But yeah, looking back on it now, I'm sort of like, I was incredibly fortunate. No one else that I've met can say that they've been able to go through their schooling over here like I have. Most people here, they struggle to make it week by week financially. But, I've had the support of the workplace, so yeah, really grateful for that. And the next, however many months until I end up back at work are going to be without pay, but that's alright. I have the savings there, I have rental income there, I'm prepared for it. So I think it's exciting to sort of cut that last little tether, and to just trust God for the last bit, immerse myself in it and see what happens. But yeah, it's another big milestone, and I think something that I'm looking back on now really grateful for. The other thing I've been thinking about a little bit lately, it popped up in a sermon I was listening to just the other day, was the idea that we could be living in right now the things that we were asking prayer for years ago. So the things that we prayed for years ago, we could actually be living in right now and experiencing right now. And when the pastor said that, and I sort of stopped to think, it was one of those moments of realization where I was sort of like, you know what? Going back all those years where I had people, saying all this stuff about music and about worship over my life, to think that I have, left my life behind and moved to the other side of the world to pursue it, to become better at that skill and that art form. And the idea that I am pursuing it wholeheartedly, I'm chasing it down with everything that I have. Like, I'm not doing it half-assed by any means. It's one of those things where I don't think really expected to have gotten to a place where, you know, I was a full-time worshipper. I was a full-time musician, and yet here I am. This is what I'm doing at the moment. And I think it's just another one of those moments where you sort of stop and take stock and realize, recognize that I am currently living in those things that were prophesied over me and spoken over me and prayed for me years ago. It doesn't mean that they're easy. It doesn't mean that everything's all sunshine, you know, lollipops and rainbows. But it's cool. Like, it gives me hope. It makes me want to dream bigger and expect more moving forward into the future. To wonder, you know, what it's going to look like when I do hit Australian soil again, and I do start to put all this stuff that I've learned here into action in real ministry environments. But yeah, the idea that I'm currently living in those things that were prayed for and prophesied over me all those years ago, it's cool to sort of stop and take stock and recognize, you know, just how far I've come. So yeah, I don't know what the next few years are gonna look like fully, but I'm believing for big things. I'm dreaming for bigger things. I mean, why not? Who would have thought, you know, going back a few years, that work would have paid 15 months for me to move to the other side of the world and study full time at a missionary base. Like, that just blows my mind. So yeah, believing for big things, really excited about the next 2 months, finishing up my program here, looking forward to everything that entails, and then excited to move back home to Australia and get stuck back into the real world and ministry life and just real world life. So yeah, hopefully that's a good catch up for you guys. I feel like I've had a good little period of reflection, just thinking about what I wanted to share with you now. And so yeah, hopefully that's encouraging for you guys, and for all of you back home in Australia, I will see you in, you know, 4 or 5 months. For the rest of you guys, I'll catch you soon. See ya.